until that day when all are one. To me, my loyal Decepticons.
Alright, our next review is Animated Shockwave. Now, in comparison with G1 Shockwave, I don't really know which one I would like better because they're two different things. Shockwave in G1 is more of a president, more of a leader, smart, capable, and kind of thinks he should be the one to lead, but he's not like a traitor Starscream character. However, animated Shockwave is more loyal to his Lord Megatron, and instead of being more of a genius building president, he is a spy in animated. He's a very good spy at best, and in fact, spoiler alert, nobody knows, for all we know, he could have killed the president of Cybertron himself, Ultra Magnus. Now, Shockwave in animated is voiced by the same voice actor who did him in G1, which is pretty interesting, but he's not exactly like the G1 Shockwave. He has two claws instead of one being a hand and the other being a little laser, and he does not transform into a gun. Instead, he transforms into a tank slash crane slash longarm slash shockwave slash. So, anyway, he is a Voyager. He's a fairly big figure, and he has 4 modes, which is his main gimmick. However, 2 of these are incredible, while the other 2, they're okay, I guess. He has an advanced conversion, which is 3. And here are some pictures. Whoa. Let's see, here we go. There he is. Shockwave. Shockwave goes undercover as the Autobot Longarm, and you even got a little picture of him on the bottom. Now let's see what we have here. Four modes. Shockwave, Decepticon Deep Cover Spy. Shockwave is the ultimate spy. Able to change his voice, energy signature, and even his appearance at will, he has spent years infiltrating the Autobot power structure. Graduating near the top of the class from the Autobot Academy, he moved through the ranks of the Elite Guard, eventually becoming head of the Intelligence Division. The head of the Intelligence Division. Not once did anyone suspect the bright, friendly Autobot known as Longarm of being a devious enemy spy. Switches from Autobot to Decepticon, Decepticon Tank to Autobot Crane. Autobot Longarm, Infiltration Mode. Decepticon Shockwave, Spy Mode. But he's not a spy if he's in his true, unaltered form, but oh well. Galactic powers and capabilities. Expert codebreaker and thief. Enjoys blackmailing Autobots in positions of power. Stole his Autobot identity from old historical files. Secrets are the foundation of power, as it says at the top. And, other advertisements, Skywarp, Grimlock. Me Grimlock! Now I'm going to open them up and see what we got. I have a feeling this is not going to be easy. As you can see, the tank mode is a Cybertronian tank, and while this mode does get a lot of negative feedback, I personally think that it's okay. It's nothing really that great, but, it will do. I haven't seen too many Cybertronian tanks before, so I'm up for interpretation, and if this is a Cybertronian tank, at least an animated depiction, then, I'll go for it. As usual, you have the same colors. You have the gray, white, and this nice little shiny blue. And you even have you even have a Decepticon logo. Let's see if I get... You even have a little Decepticon logo on the tank barrel. However, when you look at him from the bottom, yeah, it's pretty obvious that this is just... Well, I need to get a better view. Yeah, when you look at it from the bottom, it's pretty obvious that Shockwave's tank mode is just a robot lying down. But one thing that bothers me, if this is supposed to be Shockwave's alternate battle mode, then why is he packaged and supposed to be like this, with an Autobot symbol and his Longarm face? However, if you do have problems with this, I found a way. All you have to do is put on the Decepticon logo. Let's see. Get the face out, and just make it loose, and there we go. Now we have Shockwave's face lying down. So now we actually have a tank that's practically not exactly identical, but extremely similar to that of Armada Galvatrons, or slash Megatrons. Not only is he a robot essentially lying down with some folded legs and feet, but now he has the pincer weapons, just like Megatron. However, when you do this, it is likely that the nice painted-on Shockwave face will get scratched, which is something you don't want to do. So the tank mode is okay. It's probably the better of the two vehicle modes. And let's see if I can get this back in. There we go. And it doesn't fire any missiles or anything, but the turret can rotate 360 degrees, but then again, if you're not careful with it, yeah, it will come off like it's supposed to come off for the robot modes. The transformation is actually very, very, very simple. That is to his crane mode, Longarm's crane mode. You just basically raise him up, like this. Some have, double jointed, then you bring the feet down. And then my watch goes off again. Ugh. And here we go. This is Longarm's crane mode. Now, as you can see here, it's really not that better than his tank mode, as you can see. First of all, actually I think it's even weaker, because it looks more like Longarm is, of course, lying down, since you have the raised platform, so you can see his legs and his arms even more. And also, the crane feature, this is a really, really short crane. I mean, not really, really short, but it is short. What's he supposed to grab onto? And this isn't like Black Arachnia, where there's string and there's like a little spring, there's like a little hook or something to bring it down. No, this is all you get for the crane. I guess you could fit other small and light Transformers on there, like, I don't know, Legends class or maybe light Scout classes, but this crane mode is really awkward. And my biggest pet peeve that makes me angry, he's supposed to be a Decepticon in disguise, yet the Decepticon symbol is still right there. Just, what the fuck? Okay, so really bad move, definitely the weaker of the four forms. However, the good part is that with the transformation of Longarm, things start to get good. What you do is take off the turret, then already you can see him. Fold these joints out. Those will become his legs. Get these hands out of the way. Ugh. And you can already see the feet. They're done. Then you bring out the front feet and the ankle. Yeah, the ankle support. Ugh. Then you detach the shoulders from these two little pegs. You bring the shoulders down. And also you have to bring the little hoodie, as I like to call it, down. And here is a little zoom out. This guy is really tall, by the way. Let's see if I can get a right view. So here we have Longarm, and although Longarm isn't as cool as Shockwave, he's still pretty good. And actually, what makes him cool is that all of his disguise is actually very clever. I mean, you can already tell that he has some Shockwave. He has some traits of Shockwave that are still visible, and one of the prime examples being his head, in which, as you can see here, the antlers Shockwave has become go full downward, and they become sort of a little headpiece, like he's trying to communicate with people from across the universe, which is neat. And also his little eyeball, his glowing red eyeball or camera or whatever, becomes a camera on Longarm's forehead. And also he has the typical face with the blue eyes and stuff. Also, of course, there's the Autobot symbol there, though it's not red. It's it's a little silver. Haven't seen too many silver insignias before, but it's good. As for articulation and posability, his leg joints, again, are kind of limited. mostly because you have that and it's raining hard, but also his arms still, they can rotate like these arms can rotate 360. The huge shoulders, of course, can do this. So he's fairly articulate, even if this is the weaker of his, this is the weaker robot mode, you know, it's still pretty good, as you can see there. You can also, you can also rotate the hands so that they look more like Longarm. There we go, like that. And also the crane can attach to his back, although the little hood gets in the way. It is tricky. Really, you can only put it on like this, backwards, and even then you'll have to raise the hood a bit. And then it will show like this. And I thought I turned my watch off. I'll be back. And also, another thing you can do with the crane is you can remove it, and you can put it on his little, not exactly a hand, but on his shoulder joint, like this. And it is big, and of course, it does cause balance issues, such as you can see, it's already kind of wobbling. Yeah, like that. So, yeah, and it is long. It's even, actually, no, I think it's longer than his shoulder and his arm combined. Yeah, it is. So, anyway, Longarm is still impressive. He's still cool, but when he's compared with Shockwave, mere peanuts. In fact, actually, let me show you the conversion to Shockwave now, since that pretty much is it. Aside from the back, you know, your typical back. Not much to see here. Okay, so for Shockwave, what you have is you have a cool little, I wouldn't exactly say gimmick, but you have a cool little feature with his head. You're going to want to bring it down, then it gets loose, then you bring it up, and there you have Shockwave's head. Then afterwards, bring up the shoulders. The hands come down, sorry, the arms come down. There we go. And then you're going to want to bring these compartments, as I call them, forward. No, that fingers forward. And there you have claws. Also, you have two panels on the shoulders. You just press down on them. No, you press down on them. There you go. Whoops. Huh. Something tells me they're supposed to go the other way, or is this it? Because you have a little piece of plastic. Nope, it's just supposed to go like that. So it's like that. And then you have the panels. Of course, the insignia has to change to that nice gold Decepticon logo. The hips, you just take them and they'll go down. The legs go forward. And you even have hip changes. Though they can get a little bit loose and fall off if you're not right with the transformation. They are kind of tough. There we go. Stick on like that, and now for the other one. Come on. There we go. And here you have the one and only Shockwave. Now this is what you get. And he's so tall I need to zoom in even more. You get a pretty cool robot. And he's actually also creepy. Not only is he cool looking, but he's fairly creepy. He's got this very skinny skeletal design. He's got these reindeer antlers, and although it sounds kind of silly, oh, fold the hood down too. Although it seems kind of silly, it's really powerful. It's almost like they're bones. It's not like they're reindeer antlers. They're practically bones. And you have this one glaring purple eye. I actually think that this is better. Another reason this is better than the purple repaint is because you have this red crimson blood eye. It almost looks like a blood bubble. Ugh. And then also you have the legs, of course, even taller, making him look more skinny. And one thing that creeps me out are these claws. It's like the Grim Reaper's hands. He actually reminds me a lot of the Grim Reaper. You also have the cool robot, and of course, he's even more articulate. He not only is he just as awesome as Longarm, but you have a great-looking face, as said before. You have more space, and you have better knee joints. And although it can get hard for him to balance, you can eventually get the hang of it. So he's already more articulate like this, and also he has a neck. So you can go like this. Much superior to Longarm's fixed head. And of course you have the crane, which can later become... Oh, by the way, in order to get the crane back to its original barrel mode, go like this. And bam. And because he even has more joints and more articulation, he can hold his weapon easier, which is even longer than Longarm's crane, which is pretty impressive. Shoulders can go up, though it is at fixed joints, and the hands can swivel around. They can even rotate 360. So what you get is a very dynamic, very cool, and very original Transformer with some cool gimmicks. Even if his vehicle modes are okay at best, Longarm and most definitely Shockwave make this figure worthwhile. Sadly, the offer to get on clearance has disappeared. On clearance, it was like, I think, $12 to $10, but now you'll have to maybe pick this guy off the internet for like $30. But if you love animated, this is a must-have. If you're a Shockwave fan, this is a must-have. In my opinion, the best Shockwave ever. I like it better that he transforms into a tank rather than a gun. And I'm still debating which is the better Shockwave, G1 Presidential or Fascist Shockwave, or this Spy Shockwave. So, yeah, this is a great-looking figure, great paint job, awesome how every single all the little changes make so much difference, not only with articulation, but his overall look. And, yeah, he's just a great figure. He's gonna blast you all. Bam! You can even fold the arms in. Wow. So, everybody, yep, gotta balance him. He's even easy to balance. Whoops. So, everybody, that is my review for animated Shockwave. I'd say I would have to give him... Even then, with his problems, he's a solid A figure. I highly recommend him. He's a solid A, just like Dinobot and Armada Sideways, and pretty much everything I reviewed here. Well, except for maybe the Darksaber. Yep, he is a solid A. So, if you find him, and if you can get him at a reasonable price, then go for it. That is my review for Shockwave, and on to the next one. Remember, if you can't catch something, then trap it.
Support Cybertron. Subscribe.